All right, hello. Hope everyone is doing well. Skate Park Mark here, back in the lab creating what I call the double Luch. The double Luch donation. This one came in from my lifelong friend, Bradley Lynch, who now lives in Barcelona, Spain. So, this donation of a double skateboard came from overseas. And Brad follows my newsletter and wanted to jump on the donation train. He said this is the coolest thing. So here I am attempting to create two skateboards that, are good, worthy of a Bradley Lynch double Luch donation. And, Brad's mom is an art teacher, and I've seen her art, and it's awesome. And Brad himself is an amazing artist, just naturally. So I'm trying to do something cool, for them. And in my mind, I had this basketball move, like a killer crossover, in my mind, with the ball kind of sticking out, but I just can't do pencil drawings to save my life yet. So I went on the internet and kind of had to compromise a little bit, to find something that somebody else has done that sort of looks like what I have in my mind, and then I'm trying to contour it here with this boss hat here that the Luch might be wearing in his killer crossover. And ultimately, this drawing, as you saw, I had to cut the torso and add a little of a body to him. But he actually looks pretty cool, and it's sort of the move that I was thinking. So I was like, okay, I can work with this. The Luch. Brad sent me the spelling of the Luch, and I always thought it was like OOCH. But this is coming from the Luch himself, so this is now my this is my new real. This is my new normal, the Luch. But he's gangsta, so we got to put some chains on him. And he's just getting cooler and cooler. Yeah, I like that. And then I have this like kind of mask looking face on him, and I knew that I could probably just go to an old picture from our yearbooks of Brad and see if I could create a more Brad looking mask, or whatever this cartoon thing's looking like. Oh, here's a Compton hat. That's just cool. That's just cool. All right. So what am I doing here? Okay, now I'm in the Adobe font suite looking for fonts worthy of the Luch. Bradley's a big Boston Celtics fan, so I wanted to do some kind of parquet background and still roughed up kind of skater style, and that's what that is. And that ended up looking really, really good. Even though parquet, of course, is just so clean, this one ended up being a little rough when I went black and white with it. And that's just fine. I think that looks cool. So here I am in InDesign trying to make my Luch character look good on our new parquet background. So I'm getting rid of some of the wood grain background here, so our guy might just fit perfect. All right, these are looking good though. These are looking good. And Brad's cool, man. When I sent these to him, I was nervous, and he's just like, yeah, those are dope. Let's do those. So, and this is more along the basketball theme. I wanted a basketball in there. Since we were doing two skateboards, I figured one of them would have some color. So here, I've taken the Luch. I've added him into this one. This one ended up being like kind of like dark on dark. So you can hardly see him. He's subtle back there. But I really like that kind of slate color. It goes really good with that orange. Kind of, I don't know. It's an Adobe kind of a color. Anyway, it looks great. I did a different Luch, kind of a space age Luch on this board. And this one just ended up looking great. Just because it was so simple, the way the basketball and those shadow rings went, it just looked good. Although here I am playing around with some other colors. Yeah. All right, here we are. Kind of a Boston Celtics green. Put the ball in his hand. That could be cool too. There you go. And we're tricking this board out now. And that looks good too. The Luch. Tuning in from Barcelona. I don't even have the faintest clue of what life is like in Spain. I kind of try to imagine it, but Bradley's just been over there for a long time. He owns a number of laundromats, I do believe, and they're kind of geared toward the world traveler. I think they're kind of a cafe. They probably have the Wi-Fi that people can connect to and do some laundry, and it's an international flavor. And imagining Bradley, he's probably doing really well at that over there in Europe. Gotta go see him. All right, here we are tricking out this other Luch board. This one's cute. The Luch. And so we ended up making two boards and donated them to low-income kids here in Missoula, Bradley's hometown. They ended up being for Missoula's 106th and then the 109th skateboards donated. On our donation train, we're on a goal to do 365 skateboards. So I'm always sort of like, we're just getting there. We're working it out on the way down. And I just know by the time we get to 365, the next move, will be obvious. So first things first, let's get 365 skateboards to low-income kids in Western Montana. And then we're going to take on the world. Although we're growing organically. But, I believe the mission is good and true. And, we can't help but succeed when we just are doing it like that. Oh, I really like that one too. Looking back at these, and I know which ones that we went with. These are all strong. At the end here, I'll just put up just a couple pictures of the ones we went with. You can see. And, what else in the news here as we go through this, this design? Summer's rapidly approaching here. We're working our way through April, and here's Bradley. Oh, here we go. This is actually Bradley's senior picture. Yeah, so what have I done here? Okay, this is a little bit of me tweaking with the Luch's face. Like I said, I wanted to get, the look, the Bradley look in there. So I'm turning it to black and white, and I am working probably... Oh, it looks like I'm in Photoshop here still. Oh, those just look cool. And I'm drawing it now. Just simplifying. Just the way that this looked, this thing ended up being kind of cool. And it's the Luch. It's the Luch. Cleaning it up. Bradley. I think he's Irish. All right. Looking good here. Still cruising through at 2,000%. And it's not necessarily a short video. Skate Park Mark with some work. Putting in work. Oh, there we go. And then I swapped it out for the final look. It's subtle, but it's the real Luch underneath. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So it's funny. I put him on a couple vertically oriented boards, proofed him out to him, and he might have saw him, but he never responded. He'd already approved these other boards, so this was a little bit of me just sort of playing around with the idea that we could make a skateboard that's just purely him, and it would look good. All right. Bradley, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. And everyone, you can tune in anytime. Donate to the cause. formissoula.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. You can stay up to date on what's new in the world of Skate Park Mark. I like this one. See, this one is like real, like the Godfather. We'll put him on. He's the head of the Irish mob, right there. Bradley. This is cool. It's a dope skateboard. All right. And we're cutting to the final ones. And once again, thank you so much to Bradley Lynch for the double skateboard donation. I hope everyone has a great day. Love you all.